All right, 5 great minutes with Ian Cameron, SBR contributor. Let's talk some hockey at Babano on Twitter. Thanks for the time, Ian. You do a great job. You're on a nice run. Let's start with the mandated bye weeks. Why have teams been so poor off the bye so far in the NHL?
It really is amazing, Pauly. We're talking about a 4-16 record for teams playing that first game off their extended league mandated bye week, which the NHL has put into effect for every single team this season. And a big reason for it, I feel, is that there's very little practice time, if any. Players are away from the rink. They're not really doing, I think, much skating on their own. They're away on vacation, taking some holiday time, going to tropical locations at this time of year. I've seen, Instagram, Twitter photos from a lot of NHL players posting their holiday hotspots where they've gone during their bye weeks for their teams. So I think you put all of those combinations together, Pauly, and it's a perfect recipe for just being flat, being just ill-prepared to play a solid, strong 60-minute hockey game in that first game coming off the bye. And certainly the 4-16 record for teams in that spot is indicative of it.
This is also something that goes back a long time, that you just blindly play on a team that fires their coach. You've seen multiple coaches fired. Even Montreal was in first place when they did it. What do you think of the move that the Islanders have made and the Bruins, and will it continue with Montreal with Julian coming in?
Well, Montreal is a different case, Pauly, because Montreal's really been terrible. They haven't been putting the puck in the ocean. Basically, you could give them the Atlantic Ocean to shoot the puck and they'd miss at this point in time. I mean, their offense has been really that bad. And we'll see if Claude Julien can get things corrected there. But the problem is Claude Julien's not an offensive-minded head coach. He's not looking to push the pace. He's not looking to push tempo. He's not looking to see this team involved in a lot of higher-scoring hockey games. He wants Kitty by the door, defense first, tight to the vest type of hockey. And Montreal's been playing that way with one of the best goalies in the world in Carey Price for the last few years. But the problem remains, can this team score goals when they need to? And I honestly don't see enough evidence to do that. I'm not as sold on Montreal being a long-term success with the coaching change, but Boston, to me, Claude Julien's former team, looks to be a team that's got some really rejuvenated energy since their coaching change, since Bruce Cassidy took over. 4-0 for this Bruins team. They're trying to push the pace a little bit more, trying to get a little more offensive-oriented style of hockey into their game, and the players have responded extremely well to it. Brad Marchand having a tremendous season for the Bruins, and Boston especially has been great since their coaching change. Perfect 4-0 so far.
Are they Stanley Cup contenders in your mind? And can the Islanders make the playoffs and maybe do some damage in the playoffs?
The New York Islanders are they got to improve on this road record, Pauly, for me to buy into the New York Islanders. They're one of the league's worst teams on the road. And the problem for the Islanders is they're going to be playing, I think, 19 of their next 20 games or something along those lines on the road, because the Barclays Center in Brooklyn is going to be booked for the Barnum and Bailey Circus. It's going to be booked for the ACC basketball tournament in a few weeks. So the Islanders are going to be away from the Barclays Center for a long time. They're going to need to improve on this road record if they're going to make the playoffs. They've been great at home since Doug Waite took over as the interim coach after Jack Capuano was fired. But their road record has not been good, and that's going to be put to the test in a big way with the majority of the Islanders' upcoming games away from home.
You mentioned this on the Google Hangout we do Thursday, 8 o'clock Pacific. Minnesota was on a 19-3 run to the over. All this stuff is under the radar when you're not talking about winning streaks, but when you look at totals. Is there anybody out there that continues to be on a nice total run, either over or under in hockey?
Yeah, Minnesota started to revert back to the norm a little bit. 2 of their last 3 games have gone under the total. Winnipeg is a team that continues to cash overs on a nightly basis. They've given up 3 or more goals, Pauly, in 15 of their last 18 games. It's a subpar blue line. It's marginal goaltending, regardless of whether it's Connor Hellebuck, Michael Hutchinson, Andre Pavlik. Doesn't matter who's in net for the Jets. They're getting a B- goaltender at best on a nightly basis in between the pipes. It's a big reason why Winnipeg has been in a lot of overs and higher scoring games of late. And even Chicago. Chicago's offense has really come alive. Their defense and goaltending, maybe not quite as sharp this year as it's been in years past, particularly from Corey Crawford. So they've been trending over the total quite a bit as of late. So definitely totals trends involving those teams, something to keep an eye on.
Ian Cameron, our guest, talking hockey on Sports Bet Betting Insight today. Last thing, whether it's teams playing out the string, teams trying to make a playoff push, or maybe can't handle the pressure, Are there certain teams that we should look at betting on, or teams that also some teams out there that we should fade the rest of the way?
Edmonton Oilers look like a very much improved team this year. They're a young team. They've got Connor McDavid, the captain. Everybody's saying, was he ready to be the captain of this team? But the Edmonton Oilers are responding positively to Connor McDavid's leadership. He has been fantastic leading this team with his performance on the ice. He's an incredible gifted talent in terms of his speed, his skating ability, his playmaking, his vision, his ability to finish around the net. He's got all the tools to be a superstar in the NHL. And he's certainly proven that. The Edmonton Oilers, to me, big buy sign on them, a bet on team. I've been able to cash a few tickets with Edmonton in recent weeks, and they're a team I'd definitely be keeping my eye on. In terms of a fade team, really don't like what I'm seeing from the Carolina Hurricanes. They've really struggled in recent games. They're another team that's offensively challenged right now, and their defense is struggling. So I do believe Carolina could be a bet against, and so could the New Jersey Devils. I mean, the New Jersey Devils are in a situation where if they don't string a few wins together in the next few games, they could be sellers at the trade deadline. And if that's the case, they're going to be unloading some of these veterans like a Mike Camilleri, Travis Zajac, some of the guys of that ilk at the deadline if they continue to lose and fall out of the playoff race. So the Canes and the Devils could be vulnerable bet against teams moving forward.
Nice work. Good to talk to you. Let's do this before we do a playoff preview.
All right, Pauly, it sounds good. Thanks for having me on the show.
You got it.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to SBRpicks.com.